What is up, watch friends? Welcome to another episode of Talking Timepieces with Tony. I am Tony, and today it's our Friday Q&A. However, it's actually Thursday for me. Normally I get home, I do the Q&A on Friday, and I release it that night. But tomorrow I am interviewing someone. I will be having a special guest on for the show, so that's happening tomorrow evening, but it won't air tomorrow evening. So that's where we're at with that. So I'm doing this Thursday, but and I'll put it up for tomorrow, or which will be now today by the time you're watching it. So the Q&A, for those of you who don't know, every Friday we do a Q&A, or I do a Q&A. We do it because there's no team in I, or I in team. The fuck. Anyway, what you want to do is you want to ask your question in the comments below, and I will answer it in an upcoming Q&A. This week I got hardly any questions. Sometimes that happens, but last few times I've been getting a lot of questions. So maybe this will give me a little bit more time to spend more time answering questions. Let's just roll the intro and we'll talk about it. All right, so the first question comes from FJ7509. Hey Tony, not sure if this is a question you could answer for your next video, but what are your thoughts on Grand Seiko? Have you personally owned one before? I tried seeing if you already had a video on this, but couldn't find much using the titles. So sorry if you already answered a similar question. Not similar. This is a lot. I get this question a lot, and I've answered it before, but it bears repeating. Why not? I recently purchased my first one a month ago, the high beat with the green dial, and it's really given me an appreciation for the craftsmanship that they're doing. I know the diehard fans can be a bit insufferable, but I've been falling in love with it more and more, to the point it gets more wrist time than any of my Rolex now. I hope this makes it for your next Q&A. Well, it's making it. It's here. And have I owned one? No. And there's so many different ways people can come at you about things when you say you don't like something. And to each their own. You know what I mean? If everyone loved the same shit, life would be really boring. If everyone drove the same exact car on the road, life would be pretty boring. I'm sorry, man. It's been a long day, and I'm like, I'm still unwinding. So the thing is, I've not owned one. I've looked at them. I've tried them on. I don't like them. I don't say I don't like them. They make good watches. Their dials are really nice. The watch overall looks good, and they're quality watches. But I just can't see myself spending $5,000 plus for a Japanese watch that says Seiko on it. So, but that's just me. If you like Grand Seiko, that's awesome. And to all the people that do like Grand Seiko, I'm not ragging on them. It's just that that's not the watch that I would prefer to spend my money on. I've got the brands that I really like and I love, and those are the brands I kind of, in a sense, stick with. And if I venture off, which I have done, I'll buy something. Or like, for instance, I bought a Breitling. I'd never owned a Breitling before. I bought a Breitling and realized it wasn't really the watch for me, so I sold it and took about a $2,500 hit on it. But the thing is that, so I know if I looked at Seiko and I even thought about it, I'd be going, oh, why? You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with them, you know what I mean? But I prefer either Swiss or German watches for the most part. It's just me, So, but again, if you love yours, that's all that matters, dude. And it's funny because I've got a weird thing about it saying Seiko on the dial. I'd rather spend $1,000 on a nice Seiko than $5,000 or $6,000 on a Grand Seiko. It's almost like if someone asks you what kind of watch you have, and it shouldn't matter because I don't give a shit. No one knows that I'm wearing. Well, actually, I just took my Zenith off, and I'm wearing my Rolex Datejust 36 Wimbledon dial fluted bezel. But but it's kind of like, you know, someone says, oh, is that a Seiko? And you go, well, no, it's a Grand Seiko. And what Grand Seiko, and you try to explain to someone, they've already gone, see you later. It's almost like comparing Tudor to Rolex. Someone goes, is that a Rolex? Well, no, it's a Tudor, but Rolex owned Tudor, see you later. You know what I mean? And who cares about that anyway, really? But that's, you know, kind of how it is. People are going to see it as a Seiko. Might as well just buy a Seiko. Seiko make great watches. But thanks, dude. I hope I didn't piss anyone off. Well, actually, if I did. This next one comes from Maury6010. Hi, Tony. Hope you're doing well, man. Love the videos. Thank you, dude. Just wanted to ask, are watches on the metal bracelet more casual and then on leather straps more formal? So what you're asking me is a bracelet more casual than a leather strap? Depends, man. You know, you could put, you know, if I put, this comes with a leather strap as well. You know, calfskin. Right now it's on a rubber strap, you know, a Cadura Effect strap, which is rubber. This is rubber. But if I put the leather strap that it came with, which is a dark brown calfskin, it might make it look a little more dressy, but it's still kind of a sporty watch, you know what I mean? And then if you take, say, for instance, the Cartier Pasha on a bracelet, it definitely kind of has a sporty look, and then with the leather strap, it definitely looks a lot more dressy, but it still has a sporty vibe to it. So I think it all just depends on the watch, you know. If you put a bracelet on a Patek Philippe Calatrava, it's going to look like a dress watch with a bracelet, and it's not going to work, and it's not going to look any more casual than, you know what I mean? So it just really depends on the watch, man. So, but thanks for your question, dude. Appreciate it. Next question comes from Elon. Hello, Tony. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay. Thanks, man. I hope you're doing well. Question for the next Q&A. If you have to choose between the Cartier Santos or the Zenith Pilot, which one would you recommend, and who you think make better watches, Cartier or Zenith? I know you own multiple watches from each brand and you have the hands-on experience with those brands. Thank you for the wonderful videos you share with us. Thank you for watching. I really enjoy them, and I hope to see you again in Nashville soon. It was a pleasure meeting you that day. Oh, dude. We must have met at Fink's Jewelers then, I'm thinking. Yeah? Yeah, thanks for coming up to me, man. I appreciate it. And I'm hoping you got the watches you're asking for. I know you had been talking to Jeanette, who is the general manager. Love Jeanette. We still stay in touch. So, but so back to your question, is Cartier sort of versus Zenith? It just so happens I have a Cartier and a Zenith right on my little watch stand here, because those are the two watches I wear the most. That's a tough one, man. So you're talking about the Santos. The Santos is a beautiful watch. It excuse me, it has an in-house 1847 MC movement, which is a robust workhorse of a movement from Cartier. In fact, that same movement is in my Pasha. And it's a great watch, man. It can be dressy or sporty because it comes with a bracelet as well as a leather strap. And I'm really thinking about getting another one. I'm really thinking about getting another one, but I'm not sure. Zenith, of course, you've got history, you've got heritage, you've got the El Primero movements that are so sought after. You've got so much with Zenith. Comparing them and saying which one's better is really kind of difficult, because in a sense, you could say, which car is better, a BMW or an Audi? And that really just comes down to preference. You know what I mean? So, you know, in my experience with both brands, they're both phenomenal brands, and I love them both. And they're like my two top brands, my number 2 and 3, or maybe, you know, whatever, because I got Rolex as my favorite brand, and then I've got Zenith and Cartier, you know what I mean? So you're getting up into that area of where I don't think it's necessarily one is better than the other, unless you get into the high horology when you're looking at tourbillons and complications of, excuse me, annual calendars or perpetual calendars or whatever. But in this case, you know, I love Cartier, dude. I really do. And I really love Zenith. I love them both equally. It's really hard. I can't make the decision on this, man. You asked me a tough question, dude. So you really have to go, I think in your case, if you were going to buy one or the other, go with what's aesthetically pleasing to you, as opposed to which one's more reliable, which one has a better movement, because they're both reliable and they both have great movements. So, you know, and I know Zenith, I know that, Fink's Jewelers sells Cartier. So you might want to talk to Jeanette. And I know King Jewelers in Nashville sells Zenith. So, you know, there's a sales rep there named Derek. Derek, what was your last name, dude? I can't remember if you're watching. I don't know if you still watch my channel, but Derek, I can't think of your last name right now, but yeah, he can hook you up with a Zenith if that's what you want. So Cartier or Zenith, either one, dude. I give you the stamp of approval. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Maybe we will meet again. Hopefully I'll be in Nashville soon. So this next one comes from David Parrish Productions 5082. David, what's up, brother? Thanks for keeping the videos going, Tony. Question: do you have a strong emotional connection to a watch for any sentimental reason? My mom got me a Tissot for Christmas and I lost her last week. Dude, I'm so sorry to hear that. And I know that you were on vacation in England and whatever, in Europe, and that happened. I don't know what happened, but it's devastating, even if it was expected. You know what I mean? It still sucks, and I'm so sorry to hear that, dude. That Tissot is now absolutely priceless to me, and I will cherish it forever. You are the best, Tony. Thanks for all you do. No, thank you, man. Do I have any strong emotional connections to a watch for any sentimental reason? Yeah, I mean, I can, if you hang on tight right here, I'll pull something off the wall. I should have read this question before I, I have this right here. This was a watch I gave my best friend back, about 20 years ago. And he passed away fairly recently. And his wife sent me the watch back with a note. This has a lot of sentimental value. And I have a Snoopy watch that my sister gave me. It's a Swatch watch that has a lot of sentimental things. But for the most part, I don't really hang on to too much sentiment. You know what I mean? It's really weird with me because I've lost so many people. I mean, it was gotten to the point where it's like my phone will ring. I'll be like, who's next? Who's next? You know, it doesn't even matter. I don't want to make this about me, but the amount of people I've lost is probably 95% of all my friends in just various different reasons and things like that. And it sucks. But when you lose a parent, and I have, that's difficult, man. So I would cherish that watch, and it's better than any Rolex or anything you could ever have, man. So again, I'm real sorry for your loss, dude. And yeah, you know, all the best, dude. I appreciate you. And thanks for your question as always. And this one comes from Corgi Owner 436. And this is just basically says, what about the rumors that Rolex make ADs take less desirable watches in order to get the popular models? Just like you said, dude, rumors. You know, what about the rumors? That's all they are, is rumors. You know, it's amazing that something gets spread or whatever, or I never even heard that, but you know. But it's anything you think you know about Rolex, you probably don't. I'm not talking just you specifically, just anyone. Okay, so what happens with a lot of ADs, and it depends on the ADs. If an AD is a thriving, popular AD, then sometimes they may get more desirable watches for the area that they're in, or they have a high turnover of Rolex or whatever it is. Whereas another AD, you know, in another part of the country may not have, you know, the business that some of these bigger ADs do, like Watches of Switzerland or Bucher, you know. So, you know, they may be allocated differently, but it doesn't mean that they're not, AD take less desirable watches in order to get the popular watches. I don't even know, what are you talking about as far as the popular models, you know? I mean, the Datejust is the most popular Rolex. So they make a whole lot of those, and most ADs have them, you know? So, yeah. Thanks for your question. All right, we'll see you on the next one.